Yeah, so I'm Nick Clark, and I'm the editor of The Life and Mind of Mark Defriest. So the doc is about Mark Defriest, who went to jail in Florida when he was about 19 years old in 1979 for what really amounted to a minor crime, stealing his own tools. And the tools had been willed to him from his father, who he worked with. He went to pick them up before the will had been probated, and the cops were called. He got picked up and he was thrown in jail. He immediately started breaking out. Did that repeatedly and gained some notoriety as the Houdini of Florida as a result of that, and also as a result extended his sentence further and further and further. Flash forward to 30 years later, he's still in prison and has a parole date of 2085. So the doc really explores how he was able to really extend the sentence so dramatically, what led to that, whether there were issues of his own mental illness that maybe should have come and been born to bear on the case, and what could be done at this point to get some relief for him. Our director, Gabriel London, had done several short films about prison rape in particular, and as a result of those films was in touch with people who were active with that issue. And he actually came upon Mark's story through two different means, unrelated, on the same day. One was a headline about the Houdini of Florida, and the other was through this letter that he was given by someone who was working with an organization called Stop Prison Rape. And the letter was from someone who had been victimized and who was identifying himself as Wendy the Punk. Gabe was able to connect those dots and realize that those two personas were the same guy. They were both Mark. And he kind of started pulling on that loose thread, and here we are 13 years later with the film. I started working on the film in 2009, and at that point, much of the footage had still not been shot. I was cutting a fundraising trailer for the film, and was just instantly captivated by the story, drawn in by Mark, and just really, really wanted to be involved as much as I could. Had no idea it was going to take 4 or 5 years or so to complete the film. It was a long post-production process as Gabe continued to gain access to Mark, to get into prison to interview him, which garnered more material, which was great to have. And also as the story was really evolving, he was still coming up for parole about every 18 months, and so it was very much live as we started work on it. And so it did take a long time to come together. Once all the footage was shot, we had about 20-25 minutes of the film to animate. We were really kind of recreating the past through Mark's escapes, his experience in prison. We really wanted to get in the cell with him. So that was also a lengthy process, but we're really happy with the film that we were able to put together. I'm really excited to be bringing the film to the Lone Star Film Festival. I'm originally from Houston, but really feel like I grew up and spent my formative years in DFW. Still have a lot of family and a lot of friends in the area, so it really means a lot to be able to bring the film back and share Mark's story with everybody here, the hometown audience.